Well, well, well. How's it going, guys? It's a Jerry Bear here. Today's date is Thursday, September 5th, 2024. This is the first daily rant I think I've recorded in quite some time. Apologies for that, but I figured I'd come on and kind of talk about things for a little bit. Before I get to anything else, you're going to hear background noise. I do apologize for that. My dad has the TV volume all the way up to 100 in the living room, and the microphone can pick it up. And you'll probably hear someone coughing in the background or talking in the background. That's Amy. She's sitting at the kitchen table. So I just wanted to apologize in advance for all the background noise. You might even hear dogs barking because they've been drinking and eating and barking to be let out. Then they come back in, eat and drink, just to be let out again. So they've been, in and out, and they do this every night. They eat, drink water, bark to be let out. They're out for a little bit, then they bark to come in. Then they go and eat and drink more. Then they bark to be let out again, to be let out. And this cycle repeats all night long, and it is annoying. So you're going to hear a lot of background noise, and I do apologize in advance for that. So I come on my Sunday video updates and I talk about the week in review, but I don't really get into any great detail about what's going on in my life. Not like I should, anyway. I try to think of things to talk about from the week before I do the Sunday video update. And the daily rants usually are kept to a minimum where I rant about certain people. But I'm not ranting about anyone here. I'll just talk and you can just listen, I guess. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so hopefully the daily rant will kind of take on a different meaning over time, because I don't want to rant about certain people. Just talking about general things, like everything going on in the world right now with politics and social media and just life in general. I'm still writing in my journal, by the way. I still write in the journal every so often, and I been doing a lot of work on my other YouTube channel, and that's been keeping me occupied. I've been helping Dad clean up the yard because we got fined by the township for having a bunch of shit in the yard when it's not even our shit to begin with. However, it's on our property, so we're being fined for it. And so we've been cleaning the yard up. It looks a lot better than what it did before. And I'm happy to say that the yard is looking a lot better, 10 times better than it did. And I've been helping Dad. Earlier, we went up to the back 40, and I told Dad, I said, well, come on up, meet me up at the back 40, which is the local bar and grill. I told him I'll buy you some food, buy you a couple beers or whatever, because I had already eaten and I had a pop or whatever. And so we sat up there, and he says, I'm just kind of feeling run down today. I'm just feeling down and out, like I have no energy, like I'm devoid of any kind of energy. And I'm thinking it could be the weather change. It could be he's under a lot of stress about a lot of different things, which, we talk about that too. I don't want to get too personal because it's not my place to tell his personal private thoughts. But we discuss things privately and we talk about serious things. But today he was feeling a bit down and out. I don't know if he's just run down from doing all the work in the yard, or if it's, well, he doesn't do all the work in the yard, but he's done most of it, because when it's too hot or sunny, I can't be outside. So I have to limit my outdoor time so I don't get burnt from the sun. But he's got a lot going on, and I try to get him to open up to me, and it's like, let's have a father and son chit chat. I'm probably the only kid that you can actually talk to, other than my brother Wayne. Jay and I, we're not speaking. I don't give a fuck if I ever talk to him. That's my... Oh, wow, that's my messenger. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I got a message. And that was something I speaking of messenger, I have all these friends on Facebook. I hardly hear from them, which I understand it. I mean, all the kids are going back to school and the parents are busy with, getting their kids back to school. So I can understand that they don't have time to talk, or, they're getting the kids on the bus and then they have to go to work and then they work all day. Then they come home to the kids and they got to cook and clean and do whatever. And then they just repeat the process all over again. So I understand, a lot of people may not have time to talk because they're so wrapped up in their own personal family life that they don't have time to talk to, just a guy on the side, like, oh, it's just Jer Bear, he'll get back to me, or, I'll get back to him when I feel like it, but he'll get back to me, pretty fairly, which I do. I respond fairly. On YouTube, though, it's kind of a different story. I've noticed that I comment on some videos and my comments get skipped over or ignored, and I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe they don't see the comment, or I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't fret about it too much. I haven't really uploaded a lot of content on this particular channel, just the Sunday videos, but I want to get back into a regular routine of uploading like daily rants and regular videos and just, I want to get back into the swing of uploading random content to my channel and just to keep it on a variety scale. On my other channel, of course, I don't swear, I don't talk dirty on the other channel. That channel in particular is kept PG or rated G, depending on the audience. It's mainly a younger, it's directed towards a younger audience, so I have to keep it clean there. But on this channel, I say fuck, I say shit, I say bitch, I say cocksucker, I say anything and everything except, of course, for the N-word. I'm not racist, I don't use racial slurs, and YouTube would have a bone to pick with me if I did among my circle of friends. If I even just so much as slipped a racial slur, they would tear my head off. But no worries, I'm not racist. I'm not homophobic. Matter of fact, speaking of homophobia, I have a friend, and I'm not sure if he's listening to this or not, but he's gay, and we've spoken in email, and I try to be understanding about a lot of things. I really try to be understanding about a lot of things. And we've had discussion in email. I think it's really cool. I wrote a poem for him. We've talked in email quite a bit. Not lately, because he's recently, started school and everything, and he's got to go to school, whatever. So that's fine. I understand that. But he faces a lot of adversity because of his sexual orientation, his sexual preference. And as someone who is adult enough to understand situations like this, I explained to him, I understand. I fully support your orientation. You can't help who or what you're attracted to. You just can't. It's when you act upon it is when it actually matters. And even if, like, I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of lesbian friends. I think I've got some transgendered friends out there. I'm pretty sure. I got a lot of friends out there. I don't hold anything against them. If that's how they choose to live their life, being gay, lesbian, whatever, that's totally fine with me. I'm accepting of it. I'm not going to hold anybody, I'm not going to hold their feet to the fire. Oh, you're gay, you're lesbian. Oh my God, that's so creepy. No, it's not. No, it isn't. I'm very open and accepting and tolerant of people who are attracted to members of the same sex. And this friend of mine, he faces a lot of adversity, and if he's listening out there, I'm thinking about you, buddy. I've been emailing you. I don't know if you've been checking your inbox. I've been trying to get a hold of you. But I hope you're doing okay if you're listening. And I'm thinking about you, and so far so good, I hope. But anyway, I don't know. The social media stuff is a different world even for me, and I'm 38 years old. And, when I was 12 years old, we didn't have all this technological stuff. I don't know. It's just a different time, that's all. I mean, the kids, the younger kids, they are the generation, they're born into this, so they know so much more about it than I do. I get asked a lot, do you have Instagram? Do you have Snapchat? Do you have X, which Twitter? Do you have TikTok? The answer to all of those is no. I don't have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck it's called now. I don't have TikTok. I don't have any of those platforms. I have just Facebook and YouTube. That's it. Those are the only platforms I have. And most days, even those are just, they get unbearable sometimes. They get unbearable because you get a lot of not so nice people, like on Facebook. Like I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook. I have a lot of connections. But, however, there's also a lot of people, I don't know if they're, the so-called quote-unquote bots, because there's bot accounts. But I notice there's a lot of grown men. They're from like the Middle East or somewhere, from a foreign country. They talk dirty to children and they just referring to young boys in a very gross, disturbing way. And my finger is so tired from going through and blocking all these pervs. They're just really fucking disgusting. And they get on there and they say a bunch of horrible shit to young children. Oh, they're sexy, this, that, and the other. And I gotta block them. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking read this shit. And I'm really appalled and disgusted by all of it. And you even get it on YouTube here. You get a lot of that going on. Just a lot of sock accounts coming onto YouTube channels and saying a bunch of horrific things to minors. I've seen it myself where, I could be in a live stream and someone pops into the chat and they say something really disgusting and disturbing about a child, and it's like, I can't fucking deal with this shit. You guys need to be dealt with, and you just keep coming back with different, sock account, one after another after another. And the trolling, and that's the thing. The trolling on there, it's pathetic. It's a lot. And it just seems like it's only getting worse. And some days it gets so bad where I just got to put the phone down. It's like, fuck, I can't do this. I just got to put the phone down. I never in my life have spoken sexually to a child. Never. And that will never happen because I don't think that way. I don't look at children in that light. And, I even catch a lot of hell for, like doing the shout-out videos and thinking, well, those are just kids. What are you doing shout-out videos for? Blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all before. It's like, whatever. I know what my intentions are. You can think whatever you want, but that's not what I had in mind, and that's not what I'm here for. I like to help channels grow and thrive, and it's just what I like to do. I like to help other people be successful with their YouTube channels and to gain followers anywhere and everywhere possible, And on the other channel, I utilize my other channel for that reason. I do shout-out videos and I tag said person in the video, and hopefully the video reaches a lot of people, and then that way everybody's subscribed to each other's channels every which way, and that's kind of the point. That's kind of the idea. I've had a lot of people record thank you videos for me and shout out videos for me after recording the shout out videos for them. I don't do it for that. I do it to help them. That's just the kind of guy I am. I like to help people. That part of me has never gone away. It'll never go away. I've always been this way. I will remain this way until I die, probably, which I hope is a very long time from now. But there's a lot of pros and cons about the social media stuff. There's the good and there's the bad. And when I get the good, I recognize the good. I celebrate the good. And when there's the bad, I block it out and I try to ignore it. Especially when it comes to the pervs. It's intolerable. I'm not going to let creeps come on my fucking channel and say a bunch of dirty, disgusting, disturbing shit to anybody, especially a child. That's not going to happen. So they go bye-bye really fucking fast. But anyway, on Facebook, it doesn't really do any good to report these nasty accounts to Facebook because Facebook does nothing. They don't have an actual, real life human hotline that you can call and actually speak to someone at Facebook. They want us to pay this money for Meta Verified, which I do. My account is Meta Verified currently. But in any event, what the fuck good is it to have a Meta Verified account if I can't actually speak to somebody? Now, the chances are good. Maybe I can speak to somebody directly at Meta or at Facebook because I do have a verified account. I would only think that I would have direct access to an actual human being. Maybe not Zuckerberg, but someone who works beneath Zuckerberg. Can I talk to somebody? Can I talk to an actual human representative? I don't want to, do this automated shit where I have to push 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for that. How about 4 for kiss my fucking ass? Because this is ridiculous. You guys, you have billions of users all across the globe. Billions. And we can't talk to an actual representative? Mark Zuckerberg makes all this money. He's a multimillionaire with his Facebook shit. You would think at some point he could afford to pay people, to actually speak to actual human beings. Now, my account is Meta Verified, so maybe I can. Maybe I do have direct access to someone right at Facebook or right at Meta, or the parent company's Meta. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'd have to look into my settings a little bit deeper, a little bit closer, because if I'm paying this money, this monthly subscription for Meta Verified to have the little check mark next to my name, I want to be able to fucking talk to somebody. I'm an actual verified account. I want to speak to someone at Facebook, Meta, whatever they call it. I want to speak to someone, an actual human being. Someone whom of which I can exchange words and have an actual conversation with them. I don't want to be left hanging in the balance because they're just too lazy to pick up a fucking phone and say, hello, this is such and such. You've reached Meta Verified, or you've reached, or maybe not Meta Verified, you've reached Meta, you've reached Facebook, whatever. Put me on the fucking phone with somebody here, I mean, it's lazy, to say the absolute least. But in the meantime, when I'm not on Facebook, like I said, I've been outside as much as I can helping my dad, but when it gets too hot and too sunny, I gotta come back inside because I'm allergic to the sun. And yes, this is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which was one of the things I was going to discuss, and one of the reasons why I actually came on. So there's been some changes, I guess. I've been posting tidbits and snippets of my story every day since the first of the month. It hasn't been an all-day posting of childhood cancer, related topics. It hasn't been a continuous stream of childhood cancer this, childhood cancer that. I like to keep my Facebook on a varietal scale, much like my other YouTube channel, and even this channel. I like to keep things on a variety. I don't want it to be about one specific thing across the board. But yeah, this is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I've been talking about bits and pieces of my story, my battle, and I don't get a lot of traction for those posts. And for good reason, because I've said a lot of not so good things before about the awareness and the advocacy thing. I still have those feelings about it. Like, there's still people out there who are using childhood cancer to make a name for themselves. They are using children to sharpen their image, their persona, whatever that may be. I don't know. But a lot of it, I think, comes from low self-esteem. A lot of these people needed a reason to get up in the morning. They wanted to feel noble and attach themselves to a cause while shitting on people who've actually been through the very thing that they're trying to, raise awareness to. And I guess I made the quote-unquote mistake of speaking up when I should have just kept my mouth shut, but no, I'm glad I opened my mouth, because my thoughts, sharing them publicly, whether that be here or on Facebook, I think I've managed to talk some sense into a few people, because I've noticed that the posts, a lot of my friends, my extended family from the childhood cancer world, they don't post anything cancer related. They haven't, and we're already in the 5th day. So I'm thinking that some of my thoughts have actually resonated with a lot of people, which is why they're not opening up the old book of the life that they once lived. Now they're trying to live a normal life. They're trying to move on beyond and past it. And I can't fault them for that, because I've even made that suggestion. Hey, let's move past this for a minute. Let's just live our lives, and let's just enjoy each other's company. Let's not have our lives, constantly revolve around childhood cancer. And I think that made a lot of sense to a lot of people. Especially when, I hardly ever see anybody use the word community anymore, which is a green light for me. It's a thumbs up for me. It's a plus, because I think I've actually talked sense into a lot of people, the things I say and have said in the past. It's not a community. It was never a community, because a community wouldn't have so much division. When you take the word community and you break it in half, you have a prefix and a suffix. The prefix being come, as in come together, and unity, as in unite. Come together and unite. That's what a community is to me. You come together and unite. People don't come together and unite in the childhood cancer world. They have their own little special cliques. They've got the stupid Cure Fest shit that they go to every fucking September. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Well, Jared, you've never been to a Cure Fest, so how would you know what it is? How would you have anything to say about it? Because I can say plenty about something that makes absolutely no fucking sense. You call it Cure Fest. Okay. So that, to me, would suggest that there's a cure for all cancer? There's a panacea? We've discovered this? And no one's saying anything about it? I beg to differ. It's a misleading name. And they're all there just to show off. It's more of a rock concert than anything. Well, let's remember our children. We're here to celebrate our children. No, you're there to celebrate you. You need to look good in front of a mass audience. And we shouldn't forget about children. We shouldn't forget about these children who've died from cancer. We should always remember them and keep them in our hearts. But And I'm not in any way suggesting that they shouldn't be grieving. There's no time limit on grief. I'm still grieving over my mom. And we're almost coming up to a year. This September 19th, Mom will be gone for 11 months. And this past year has been absolutely fucking horrible. I'm on Celexa. I take 10 milligrams of Celexa. It's an antidepressant. I think it's a mood stabilizer. When I take it, it's like I don't think about the bad stuff. I don't think about things that are going to bring me down. But I do have my moments still. Even when I do take the medicine, I have my moments. It's like, goddamn, my mom's gone. I can't talk to her anymore. I can't hear her voice. I can't hear her laughter. I can't, get her fragrance. There's nothing I'm ever going to get from my mom ever again, because she's gone forever. And the grief, it's just one day at a time for me. Because today is all I have. I'm not promised tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. So while I have today, I got to try to make today as best as I can. And, I'm not going to preach a sermon to bereaved parents, because I find that to be dishonest and disloyal to the people that I truly love and care about. I've never had to walk a day in their shoes, so I can't speak for them. I can't be a spokesperson for them. Only they can explain what they go through, what they think, what they feel, not having their children with them. I mean, I don't even want, I don't even want to get into that. I don't even want to dare explain or put into words or express how that is, because I've never lost a child. And when I was an advocate, that's where I would draw the line. When it comes to the bereaved parents, that is strictly and specifically on you to emphasize what you're going through, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. That is up to you to put into words. So, that's, my positions are still the same. I'm not an advocate. I haven't been an advocate for about 5 years now. I walked away from that because there's too much of a competition. And there's too many people who are indirectly affected by this who are saying, "Oh, I would do it for these kids in a heartbeat." No, you wouldn't. You don't know the first thing about it. You don't have any personal experience to say that you would know what to do in a situation like this. Because you don't. Unless you've been through it yourself, you have no idea what the fuck you're even talking about, let alone, do you even know what you're actually getting yourself into? The seriousness of that. I tried to explain this to a lot of people. They took it the wrong way. As is the case, they always fucking do. Everybody takes everything the wrong way. They take my words and they twist them, or at least they try to. Trying to make me sound like a bad guy. And that's okay. I'm over it. There's a lot of things I'm over. I don't really talk much about problems of the past. Everything's pretty much quieted down. After my mom died, a lot of the drama kind of went away, which I'm grateful for. I'm thankful for that. But I miss my mom. Cancer took her. I survived it. She didn't. And my one-line sentence to summarize my grief and what I'm thinking and feeling is, my mom was there for my triumph and I was there for her roses. And that's about as simplistic as I can get, or as close to the truth as I can get. Maybe it is the truth. Because she was there for my triumph and I was there for her roses. So it's not like I'm making anything up. I'm not lying. I'm not, I'm trying my best to, just to keep cool, I'm trying to take one day at a time. And, like I said, all I have is today. So, yeah, there's still a lot to talk about, still a lot to go over, but, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Because what other choice do I have? Sometimes you don't have any other way. It's just one of those things where you gotta sink or swim, and I would prefer to swim. Although in real life I'm not a good swimmer. I can't swim. I can't swim. But I can, I can try to get through the day and not put too much thought into it. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here real quick and kind of talk about a few things and kind of give a little detail. I haven't really been writing a lot in my journal, which is not like me because I am a journal writer. This November will be 25 years that I've been writing journals. And I've hardly been writing in it, only to write, severe weather updates and all that stuff. So I haven't really been writing a whole lot of anything else, or writing about a whole lot. Matter of fact, someone tried to tell me just recently, and this is just absolutely fucking, to me it's just pointless, okay? You have people who tell me, I don't want you writing about me in your journal. Which I think is really stupid. It's really stupid. And the reason I say that is because, first off, it's a private journal. You will never know that I wrote about you unless I show you or unless I tell you about it. And if I am writing about you, it's probably because you did something or said something that I found to be really off the fucking wall. Bizarre. And I'm going to write about it in my journal. That's one. Two, it's not up to you. It's not up to you. If I write about you in my private personal journal, it's not up to you to say that I can't write about you. You know, I got Amy into writing journals. Dad even kept a journal for a short time. And they have, their reasons for their journals are vastly different from mine. Amy writes her journal, as far as I know, she writes in her journal to show to Dad. And Dad, he was just writing down his thoughts. He started to, and then he just kind of quit on it. But I know Amy writes, because she told me this. She writes in her journal specifically to show Dad. And it's not like I can tell Amy, I don't want you fucking writing about me in your journal. I don't want my name appearing negatively in your thoughts. Well, you're human, okay? If you don't like me or like a certain way or a certain thing about me, I can't stop you from writing this out in your private journal. Your private personal journal. Who am I to tell you what you can and can't do in your own privacy? That to me is fucking bizarre. It's bonkers. I would never tell anybody that they can't privately write about me. That if they're keeping a journal, and keeping a daily record or a daily log of their life, it's not up to me to say, you can't write about me. I don't give you permission. They don't need my permission. So I find it to be pointless. Don't fucking tell me I can't write about you in my private personal journal when you don't know. First of all, you don't know what the fuck I write about. And secondly, it's not up to you to tell me. You're not the author of my thoughts or my feelings. You don't own the ink that I use to pen out these journals that I've been doing for the past 25 fucking years. You don't have a say-so in that. This is my personal shit. You don't get to dictate or tell me what I can and cannot write about. Nobody does that to me. If you don't want me writing about writing about you in any way, whether it be good or bad, then maybe you should modify your behavior. It's almost the same as saying, well, once I leave this room, I don't want you gossiping about me. Don't you talk about me behind my back when I'm not around. Writing in the journal is no different than people who do. You're not going to stop them from talking about you. There's people out there right this very second talking shit about me. I couldn't give a fuck less. It's none of my business. The only thing I'm focused on is myself and how I conduct myself in the real world and how I treat people. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. If someone has a negative thought or a negative connotation attached to me, that's not my fucking problem. They have to sort that out. They need to address that to me if they have a problem with me, or they can pen it in their personal private journal, which I'm not going to know about it anyway because it's fucking private. I'm not going to care. So, there's that. But anyway, guys, wow, I can't believe I've been here for over half an hour already. That half an hour goes by quick. I still got a lot of things I have to do on my other YouTube channel, and like I said, I want to try to make it a regular thing to upload more videos to this channel. I want to make it a regular thing so that way I can get the video count up and maybe get some more subscribers. I think the swearing is what turns a lot of people away from this channel because they don't like the F word or something or another, some other reason, I don't know. But this is the real me. This is the real Jer Bear. This is the real me, the uncensored, unedited, raw Jer Bear. The raw Jared Fuller. So this is the real me. On the other channel, I keep it respectful, entertaining, civil. I don't tolerate haters. I don't tolerate racism or, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't tolerate negative. I don't tolerate misogyny. That's the word I was looking for. I don't tolerate misogyny. I don't tolerate racism. I don't tolerate homophobia. I don't tolerate hate on my other channel. Truth be told, I don't tolerate it on this channel either. But I deal with these people accordingly. It's like I asked, I put up a video not long ago, why do you vote for Trump? What's your reason for voting for Trump? And every person who bitched me out in the comment section, they're a part of the Trump cult. And it's obvious. They're Republicans. They were bitching me out in the comment section. Well, you don't vote. What the fuck do you care if he gets in there? You know, you're just a fucking Biden lover and this, that, and the other. And it's like, actually, I'm not. You just assume that I am because I'm asking you, why are you voting for Trump? Because Trump has really put himself out there to be this narcissistic, he sexualized his own daughter. A lot of people have told me, well, I never heard that. Well, no, of course not. Because it doesn't get into your bubble. See, certain things will only get in and stay out. Only the nice things you want to hear about Trump will get inside your bubble. But the truth of the things he's said and done in the past, where he mocked a handicap reporter, which I thought was fucking disgusting and distasteful, that doesn't make it in your little bubble because that's negative, and we can't have negative because the Trump cult, they like people who are supportive of this narcissistic beanbag douchebag with yellow fucking hair. He's got a Dennis the Menace fucking haircut. And a lot of people are shitting balls because if he's reelected again, which it's looking like he will be, I don't think Kamala Harris is going to make it. But if Trump gets back in, which I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen, a lot of people are going to be tripping balls and shitting their fucking pants. They're going to shit the fucking bed because now he's back in office, although he's a criminal, and now we have a criminal running the country. And he wants to be a dictator, which is dangerous as fuck. And by the way, another thought that I had come to mind, if we can allow for a criminal, a known criminal, to run this country, then why ever again should it matter if a person has a felony, a background, a criminal background when they apply for a job at McDonald's? Then after that, it shouldn't fucking matter. That should be taken right off the job apps. Just take it right off the job application. Don't even fucking bother with, do you have a felony? Do you have a criminal background? The President of the United States is a fucking criminal, and he's got a job running this country. He likes power. America is his personal plaything. And people are just too blind and stupid to see it. But of course, I don't vote. Haven't voted in 20 years. So the people who actually are voting say, well, you have no right to complain because you're not voting. Well, I can complain about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. How's that sound? It's counterintuitive to say that a person who doesn't vote can't complain. That's got to be like the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But anyway, guys, that's the state of the world right now. Everybody's either left or right, and I'm neither. I'm to myself. I have this YouTube channel that I come on maybe once or twice a week. I'm on my other channel more oftentimes than not because I have more subscribers, or more subscribers over there than I do here. And I don't want any shout-outs for this channel. I don't really need all the shout-outs for this channel because this is negative. It's not negative, but it's, a lot of this content may not be suitable for kids. Especially if you get these parents who don't approve of someone saying fuck and goddamn it and Jesus Christ and bitch and cocksucker and all these nasty words. So I wouldn't recommend children to this channel unless, of course, their parents don't mind. But this is the real raw me, and I'm uncensored. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna keep my mouth shut to keep other people comfortable. It's not gonna happen. But anyway, guys, I've been here for almost 40 minutes. I gotta get going because it's late. I love you all very much. I thank you so much for listening to me for the past 40 minutes. I'm doing the best I can every day. I still miss my mom. I'm grieving over my mom. I share bits and pieces of my story during Child Cancer Awareness Month. but I'm hanging in there. I take my daily medication like I'm supposed to, my Celexa antidepressant slash mood stabilizer. I'm doing okay. I'm balancing the grief with, if I just stay busy and focused, I'm not thinking about it. But I know that there are 2 days in October that are really going to knock me for a loop. And I'm just hoping I can get some support from my friends. October 3rd, which would have been my mom's 62nd birthday, October 3rd, and October 19th, which is the day she died. So, on the 3rd and the 19th, I'm really going to need support. I'm really going to need my friends to help me get through the tough days. I hope it's not too much to ask, but I'm just putting it out there now so that way people know. I love you all very much. I thank you so much for indulging me for the last 41 minutes almost. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jerry Bear, and I will see you guys on the next video or soundbite, in which case I'm not seeing you, I'm just talking into a mic. Technically, but Mr. Technicality can just take a seat for a minute. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you and talk to you on the next one. So, toodaloo!